Well, hey there and welcome back for another Secondhand Opinions video. I'm Jason Alderman, the internet's favorite fat mouth, fat ass, bringing you fat stacks of fuck facts. Did you see the show last night? See the speech? I caught the last little bit of it between doing video stuff and catching up on things, and hanging out with the family. From what I saw of the speech, it was pretty entertaining, pretty good stuff. He covered a couple of points that I saw that, you know, stump speeches or whatever. It's what you expect to hear. The fireworks show was amazing. That was off the hook. The opera was hit or miss to me. I think they maybe picked a couple of songs that weren't great for that particular singer, but hey, it was pretty epic anyway. Pretty good show all around. There's a part of the show you probably didn't see, and you may have not heard about. So we'll shift gears here and talk about that a little bit. On social matters, we've watched as riots started in Minneapolis, etc. It spread around the nation. Portland has rioted for like 90 nights. I don't know what they're doing now. I stopped paying attention a second ago. It's probably bad, but Portland's been rioting. That's nearby my home, so that's why it's a matter to me. Other places have been rioting, and you see that kind of escalation is going on, and in some places they've taken the riots to their local politician's house, which is usually how you're going to get shut down. Could have told you that up front, but we watch politicians kind of ignore the situation, until they started seeing the protests and the riots at their front door or on their block in their neighborhood. Lori Lightfoot's a great example of that. I think up in Washington, they went and marched on somebody's house and got themselves shut down. And you know, when you harass the citizenry, the politicians don't really care. They don't give a shit about us. You and me, there's no real difference. Like I said the other day, we're just workhorses for them to extract resources from the nation. That's all we do. We are their commodity. So they don't give a shit what line you draw between you and me. They don't care if you draw a line about race, or you draw a line about politics, or you draw a line about gender. Doesn't matter. They're happy that you hate. They're happy that you attack. So when you lash out at them, they're not happy anymore. And they say, oh, no, that's a bridge too far. You're done now. And they shut you down. Well, after the president's speech last night, the show, Rand Paul and his wife were walking home to a car, to a hotel room, wherever. They're leaving the establishment, the premises there, and they were set upon by a group of protesters. I don't know what did or didn't happen. I've only seen pictures and read a little bit about it, but I do know that Rand Paul says that he's glad the police stepped in because they probably saved his life, and that he wants FBI to investigate. We'll cover a little bit of news article about it just to make sure you guys know I'm not blowing smoke. At the Daily Beast and elsewhere, Senator Rand Paul claims cops saved his life after protesters confronted him near White House. Hundreds of protesters gathered near the White House on Thursday as President Trump spoke on the final night of the Republican National Convention. Just as a point, how many Republicans showed up to protest the DNC? Why is it that they're just fine crossing all the boundaries and being total pieces of shit? Well, we sit back. I'm not saying we should change. I'm saying we need to demand that they change. We like to have standards in society and a certain ethical code and politeness. And we're watching all of those boundaries being just thrown away and shit on, while our politicians in Democratic states and cities let it happen. Senator Rand Paul, Republican, Kentucky, claims that his life was saved by police Thursday night when he says he was attacked by an angry mob of protesters when leaving the White House after President Donald Trump's big Republican National Convention speech. Videos of the confrontation appear to show that the senator was heckled, but not actually touched by protesters. He only confirmed later that he and his party were not harmed in the incident. Paul tweeted early Friday, "Just got attacked by an angry mob of over 100, 1 block away from the White House. Thank you to DC Police Department for literally saving our lives from a crazed mob." Now, on one hand, no one touched him. On the other hand, that may have been because there was police there. And somewhere in the middle of that two-sided coin is the notion that there have been an awful lot of aggressive hostilities, opportunistic escalations that lead to excessive violence. So this is the first time we're seeing somebody go out of their way to go catch a politician somewhere, and they just happened to catch Rand Paul. And I don't think they went out of their way to catch a politician. I think they went out of their way and happened to catch a politician. And I think they're going to do more of that. I think this is the first time we're seeing that. And more people are going to be like, hey, that was a good idea. We can take it to the cities and the streets and the citizens and the businesses, and we can fuck shit up and burn shit down and hurt people and whatnot. But the politicians don't care. So they're going to take it to the politicians now. And then God help us all. Because there's not a lot of difference in their mind between us and them. It's just one group has happened to be outrageously unreasonable currently. So that martial law I talked about a video or 3 back, we're probably going to see that coast to coast. And that National Guard I talked about in the same video, we're probably going to see that they're enforcing that martial law. We got Kyle Rittenhouse goes out to defend public property. I don't know about the particular laws in his state. I know the laws say in my state should be able to do the same thing. Go out and post up with a weapon and the notion of self-defense, especially pertaining to the climate of the environment. That's not an unreasonable space. You're occupying a place you're allowed to be at. You're exercising your Second Amendment rights. When someone chooses to engage you in a violent action, that's poor decision making on their part. I don't know what else to say. I got nothing to hold against Kyle Rittenhouse for defending his life and walking away from that situation. None whatsoever. The cops, however, are trying to press charges. Now, maybe that's an effort to quash social unrest and attitudes. I think that it's a topic for another video, but I'll briefly touch on it here. It's a safe space for him to be in jail right now. Whether he's locked up or not, I don't know, but I'm just saying that surrounded by armed officers in a cage by himself is somewhere nobody can do something dastardly to that young man. We're going to see escalations more, guys. Things are going to turn up fast and hot again. The people out there agitating the stupid are going to see this as a next opportunity. It happened here. We can recreate that there. We can continue to blame it on random happenstance or social escalations, etc. But that's their MO. So they're going to use that tactic next again, some more. And they're going to try and get bigger and bigger politicians. Now, the reason they're going to encourage the citizenry to do that is because someone's going to die. Someone's going to charge somebody with private security and get shot the fuck up on camera. And the picture that's going to be released is, so-and-so, the duty dudes, private militia, murders, whatever, in the streets of such and such city. That's where we're headed. People don't seem to care. They're willing to throw their own life away for, I don't know what they benefit, man. Maybe the GoFundMe type of money. Maybe they're trying to sacrifice their life in some sort of a martyr-like fashion for the evolution of some political strong-arming. I couldn't tell you what the goal motivation there is, because there's no place on this earth where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to go sacrifice my life for this minimal gain that may or may not evolve from the situation. I don't even... If you were dying of cancer next month, I could see why you might go make a political statement and get yourself murdered on the streets. We've got these riots going on everywhere. At first they were kind of marching and breaking shit, and pretty soon they were marching and hurting people, and they were marching and destroying livelihoods and burning buildings down, killing people. So they're clearly willing to throw their lives away to escalate this situation for I don't know what. Politicians on the Democrat side yielding to this behavior has only caused it to escalate and get worse. Denying Donald Trump's offers to help with security and federal police, etc., has only emboldened them. Throwing their cases out of court before they're ever heard and tried has only encouraged them. So be safe out there, guys. I don't know what else to say. Like, expect this to turn up. Expect it to get worse. They're going to try this again. They're going to do it on purpose next time. And they're going to play stupid. But they, and we, cannot be this stupid. You don't... I know we've padded the walls in society quite a bit, but you still can't get this far in life, being that dumb. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, etc. out there throwing their lives away, going to jail, getting hurt and killed. For Marxism, for communism, get real. Let's all pretend like our opinions matter. Leave that shit in the comments below. And remember, this is social media, so do all the things.